Is this my good side?
Hey, what's going on? I'm Dezmondbroadway. This is the Fabric of Culture podcast, episode 2. I'm an image consultant and model based in Dallas, Texas. All right, let's get started. Introduce yourself to the followers.
Okay, so my name is Taylor. I do go by Taylor Marquis. That's first and middle name. I am based here in the DFW, all things modeling during the week and weekend. And then weekdays, I work as a Texas worker advisor.
So, how did you get started in modeling?
Well, I'll say maybe since around 12 years old, I've always like dibbed and dabbed, like taking pictures here and there, doing little local shows. But professionally, I've been doing it for about a year now.
Hey, get closer to the mic.
Okay, so it's been about a year now.
hmm
What was your first modeling gig?
First modeling gig. Um, well, when I was 12, it was my aunt. She had like a local fashion show in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I modeled a bit here and there, and I also sang a song. I might sing here and there.
Okay, what was the song?
Oh, I think it was something by Whitney Houston. When You Believe or something like that.
Okay, so ripping the wit. All right.
Yeah.
So I know when you're first starting out, you're not sure like which direction to go. You feel some people feel a little aimless. So how would you say it's a good way to start out as a model, like when you're looking for gigs or looking for
hmm
an agency to sign up with?
Try it all.
Try it all.
Yeah, that works for me. I didn't think that I was gonna get into runway, but that's what I eventually like drew more towards.
Mm-hmm.
I really thought that I was just gonna be like doing modeling like pictures and maybe doing like local magazines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I started off, somebody want to take pictures. Hey, I need a model. I'll be a model, and then I start taking pictures here and there. Or if I see like a local show, I just go to the casting call, and then I just started. I don't know. I just like walking more than I like posing.
Yeah, that's how I started out. It was mainly just like photo shoots, and then
Mhm.
I slowly branched out to runway. But
Yeah.
what made you decide, hey, like runway is my thing now after trying everything else out?
Um, Seeing the faces and the reactions in the crowd.
Okay. So
Mhm.
the crowd, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
they're feeling it, so I'm
Mhm.
feeling it even more.
Yeah, cause with photography, you just see like maybe one or two people that's like, okay, nice, nice, do this and do that. But like when you walk out in front of a crowd, of course you try to keep a straight face, looking for it and stuff like that. But when you do look out, you see all the and the and all of
Oh
that.
yeah, they're going crazy.
Yeah, so I like that.
Yeah, with like personal photo shoots, it depends on the photographers. I know some of them they
Mhm.
got personality. There's one guy I know, his name is Bonsky.
Mhm.
Every time he gets like a good shot, he'll just start doing a little dance. So,
Oh
that's
boy.
the one, that's the one. Like, and then it'll amp
Yeah.
you up. And so, people like that, when you vibe well with them, it's easy to make
Mm.
that feel like a runaway. But some people,
Mhm.
they're in their craft, like thinking
Yep,
too
and it's
hard.
like
They're
quiet,
yeah.
or you gotta ask, can you play music
Or am I
just
doing
to
this right? Because like you don't
right.
know what they're thinking. So like
Mhm.
some people like they like the way you pose, but other people they're like, I'm not feeling that.
Right. Yeah.
With runaway, I know there's so many ways you can go, but I'm trying to think about how to word this.
Mhm.
When you first start with runaway, what type of like what gigs would you go for? Like,
Um, I would advise people who want to get into modeling to go with the smaller local gigs first. That way you can just get used to walking a strip
mm-hmm.
or get used to just eyes being on you before you just jump out there and go for like a bigger show. Um like we've done Slay Mag. That's
Yeah,
like
Slate magazine.
quite a good amount of faces. I wouldn't advise like that size to be like your first show, because even I was a little nervous before walking out there, and I've done Emerge before. So I would advise people to go for the smaller local ones, like in the little local buildings here in Dallas. It's so many of them. Like they really not hard to find. Yeah, just go small first.
How
Just
do
to
you find them? You just search or
well, me myself, because I'm going a little more toward the independent route as a
mm-hmm.
model. I'll just so let's say we do a show. Let's say we did Slang Mac, for instance. I follow every photographer follow every designer, follow everybody who has a voice to do with that show. And then, of course, they're going to be doing other shows. So I turn my notifications on for them when they post, like, there's a casting call here, or a photographer post, like, I need a model for this show, or a designer. Anybody want free to model next weekend? So I guess it's just like networking when you finally get to do something. And then when you follow those people, they're always posting anyway. So I just be swiping. Okay, there go casting call. There's a casting call, like that.
That's a good way to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll look occasionally, but I'm not looking that often. I should be looking
Yeah.
more, but
Mhm.
I feel like I'm branching out a lot, so I'm trying to narrow it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. I think it's just about the drive and how active you want to be.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little more active than I probably should. Sometimes it might get like a little overwhelming. So I've actually decided to give it a break, like, for the rest of the year. On November 12th, I'm gonna do Emerge, and I'm just gonna make that like my last project for the year. And I'm just gonna give a break until next year, cause, well, I may still do photo shoots, cause you need content to post.
So they can see
So
what you have to offer.
yeah, but as far as the runway, I'm gonna make Emerge my last big event, because it
Oh,
gets
I'm curious. Why do
overwhelming.
you say it's overwhelming? Like, how many are you doing where it's like, okay, I need to settle down, or what do you think is a
Um,
sweet spot?
well, when I say overwhelming, I say, like, so the shows may not be close together, but you may have rehearsals every weekend.
Hmm.
It's like no time
For
for
yourself.
personal pampering and things like that. Like, even though one show, it might be like 2 shows a month that I do, or 3 shows a month, but the rehearsals run into each other,
I
and the
mean, it's fun, but it's
fittings.
still work. So
Mhm. Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
already working full time and then you're doing these on the side,
Mhm.
that's hours and hours you're putting in.
Yeah.
What do you think is a sweet spot for someone just starting out? Probably like one show and just work on that show and then go on to the next.
Yeah. I say like one show, and do a couple photo shoots in a month. Just because while you waiting on that show, it's still good to keep your page active.
Hmm.
So, because you never know who's watching. People may be watching you that you don't even know is watching you. So, take pictures and make it look like you're doing something, out there. But as far as like shows starting off, I say maybe like once a month, because it's a bit of work.
Yeah, I had one photographer like that. I was posting, she said, "Oh man, I've been dying to work with you," but I was wondering, like, like, why aren't you more active? Why aren't you
Mhm.
doing more things? Like, I
Yep.
like your page, but it's like you're slacking.
Mhm. Yep. You want to
so,
stay active.
so when you're looking for photo shoots, do you think there's a certain style you should cater to, or is it based on like your interests or what you're going for runway wise?
I feel like it could be it's several things. Your interests and runway wise. I know I've seen like some pages of people that I work with, all of their photo shoots kind of give a certain style. It has like a certain tone. But me, for example, I like to try it all. So you may see me do a photo shoot and I'm like, it's like punk rock. Or you may see me do a high fashion one, or you may see me even try to jazz it up a little bit and bring out my feminine side, throw a little see through in here and there. But I say try it all, and then whatever you feel more comfortable with behind the camera, stick to it.
Okay, so
Unless you like me.
I'm guessing in runway you feel the most comfortable, or is there a type of, I mean, other than runway, what other thing do you feel comfortable with photo shoot wise?
Um, Really anything.
Hmm.
I well, I say I don't feel very comfortable if it's like a revealing shoot, like what is the word? Booty.
Bonjour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
however you say that
yeah.
word. Yeah, I don't really feel comfortable with that. But do I want to try it one day? Yeah, just to say that I have.
Hmm.
But I feel like that might be my limit.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty vulnerable too. So I usually, like, even with guys, I'm like, anyone, like, no matter your
Hmm.
sex, like, bring someone else with you, like a friend or like
Right.
someone else. That way you can feel comfortable and like it's like a good space to do whatever. Especially
Hmm.
with that, like, I'd say for any shoot, but for those
Yeah.
shoots especially, that way, because that's really vulnerable.
I even feel like that on Runway. Like how there may be like swimsuit designers
Hmm.
or lingerie designers. I haven't done it yet, but I don't know how I would react if I had to.
Yeah,
Like that'll be new for me. Yeah. But other
yeah.
than that, I'm open to anything.
I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised by some of the runway stuff because I knew there was like lingerie and like bikini, but some was like,
Mhm.
oh, like that feels like more. That feels like
Yeah.
however you say bonjour.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Victoria's Secrets or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. I haven't reached that point yet. I'm still trying to get comfortable behind the camera with clothes on. So yeah.
So, are there any models or like photographers you've seen that like inspire you? Like, ooh, like I want to do more shoots like that. I want to go on a runway like that.
Um I don't know. Cuz I've worked with some good photographers
Mhm.
who are talented. But the photographers I mostly work with, they're upcoming like me.
Mhm.
Um cuz I like to give people a chance, because this industry is really, it's not hard to get into, but it's hard to get into and be relevant,
Yeah,
if that makes
relevant
sense.
and maintain. Because
Yeah.
if you're not getting that relevancy, it's hard to feel
Mhm.
yourself sometimes.
Yeah. So I don't really have a mainstream photographer that I just want to work with.
Mhm.
Uh or that I'm like dying to, because I try to dedicate my time to those who don't get
Mm.
the publicity like they should, because there's some really good people out who don't have followers or who don't have the models and stuff like that. But as far as shows like locally, I really did want to get into Emerge,
Mhm.
and so that was a goal for me. So I experienced it once, but the first time I experienced, I wasn't even supposed to be there. I
Wait, how'd that
missed the
happen?
deadline. I missed the deadline to cast for it.
Mhm.
So I wasn't able to like get casted. But there was not a photographer, a designer. Her brand is Slayla, and she needed an assistant. And I've worked with her before. I've modeled for her in a parade. It was so crazy. And so she reached out to me, and I helped her get out her models together behind Emerge. And she had one dress, and she was like, "I need this dress on the runway." And I was like, "Hey, girl, hey." And so I was walking in Emerge.
No, that's sweet. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanna. That's definitely what I want to do this upcoming year. Cause I'm
Hmm.
taking a break for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
But
I say go for it.
mhm.
Yeah, it was fun. So yeah, that was a big goal of mine. I guess next I want to do maybe New York or LA Fashion Week. I'll be
Mm.
happy just to be on. I don't care what runway it is. Just throw me out there. Yeah, so I guess that's like a goal. I plan on making it come true next year.
Yeah, New York will be solid. There's
Hmm.
one more local one. I can't remember his name, but he's done a few stellar shows here in Dallas and Austin.
Hmm.
And it's gonna hit me way later.
Hmm.
But
When you're not thinking about it.
his stuff was solid. Cause I remember I helped out with the beginning of the fashion show,
Hmm.
and then I went there, and that show was on point. They were sponsored by Maker's Mark, I think. But
Oh,
yeah, it was. So I'll send it to you later.
please,
But
please do, cause I'll inbox somebody real quick. Hey, you need an extra model? I'm free. That's how I get out there.
for you, what do you enjoy most about being a model?
Being able to express myself, um, modeling, just any type of role in this industry gives you an opportunity to be yourself and let your personality show. I have a huge personality. Like, you see my Instagram sometimes.
Yeah,
Like, I got a
yeah.
big personality, and sometimes I just be thinking like my personality is too big for me to just sit behind a desk staring at a computer all day. So when I started modeling, I don't know, like
It just
it
clicked for you.
sparked something. Yeah,
Mm.
like it just woke something up for me. Like on the runway, I can add attitude if I want to. I could be somebody I'm not be somebody that I'm not on the runway if I want to. I can get up there and walk and try to act all sophisticated if I want to. But I ain't sophisticated. I'm smart, but that's not me. Like, I'm not
Hmm.
stuck up. I'm not very bougie. But if I want to get up there and add a little spunk, show my little attitude and stuff like that, I can. It just allowed me to be like me.
How do you balance like the work life balance? I was thinking about it when you said having that personality on the runway. I was
Hmm.
thinking about I think I did better in Slay than this last fashion show we were
Hmm.
in, because this one I made a mistake. You can't mix work and pleasure. I
Hmm.
tried to have fun the night before,
Uh-huh.
so I went to a rave, And I come in the next day, it's like, oh, I'm tired. I think I did good on my first walk. My second walk, I was crashing, and it wasn't on point like I wanted to be. So I know there's that adding that personality in can be challenging for some people, and I feel like that first one I had that with Slay, I had that pompous walk. I was like killing. I was like, oh, like I got this. Like this is a breeze.
Yeah. I don't know because I feel like I balance it well, but then again, I don't. Like again, I said it could be overwhelming. I'm good with planning. But I'm okay with organizing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like my schedule does run into each other, like the events that I'm in, and then I'm also a mom, so I'm balancing a lot.
Oh yeah, so you got many plates.
I got sports, I got work, I got modeling stuff, so I don't know. I guess I just keep a calendar. Honestly, I know that it makes me sound so old, like an old woman, but I actually keep a planner, and I don't know. I just run with it. But if it's ever something that I can't balance, I cancel some stuff out now. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I just started using my calendar like a month ago.
It come in handy.
I use it for like posting on these, like getting the scheduling for these Sundays for the show.
Yeah.
And then I remember around Slay when we were doing the rehearsals, since they were so spread out, I'd just be like, I'll probably remember. And I'd remember like the day before each time. I'd be like, oh yeah, it's probably this Sunday. Go scroll the calendar up. Yep, I was right. But it's better not to do it by feeling, but by like, I have these reminders
actually
set.
Putting it down. Yep. And that is actually one of the only shows that I know that do that. Like have so many rehearsals. Even Emerge, we don't even have a rehearsal. We rehearse the day of.
Oh, that's the only one?
Yes, you just
wow.
Yeah, at a certain time you get on that runway, and I guess it's just because
you should certain know
shows,
how to do it.
That's it. Yep. Some shows they like we know why we picked you, and it's because you should know what you're doing already. So yeah.
Yes, I was surprised by Lotus because I'd only done Slay so far because I'd only done photo shoots before that.
Oh, so, that was your first?
Yeah, that was my first.
Okay.
So with Lotus, I was sick the day of the only rehearsal we had, and so I was wondering, I'm not gonna be in today. Like, still coming this weekend, like for the show. Like, oh yeah, bet.
Yeah.
But I was wondering about that because I didn't realize that rehearsals weren't.
They're not really a thing. Only for small local ones. Yep.
Which makes sense because one, they're trying to build up their base. So if it looks sloppy, and if they're getting new people, it's bound to look sloppy if the new people don't know what they're doing. So you got to make sure, hey, like each new person feels comfortable and knows. Right. Which I'd say that's actually probably a good one to go with then. Because you get the walk down for people who have no clue what they're doing.
That's what I was just about to say. For somebody starting out, I would suggest getting a show that's gonna have rehearsals because you get a lot of learning out of it. That's actually one thing I did like about Slay. The reason is two reasons why I did and didn't though. So I like the fact that you rehearse a lot because it gets you comfortable, and for somebody new who doesn't walk very well or hasn't had a lot of experience, you get all of that practice in before the big show. But I didn't like it because, like I said, I'm not that very good with organizing my schedule. So it was running into times where I have a fitting or a photo shoot for something else, and it's like, okay, I can only miss one here. So like it was just in a way a bit.
Yeah, I'd say if I did the one this season, then I'd have trouble. Back then I was a little bit more free. But those rehearsals basically every other Sunday. It's killer if you don't have the time. But I'd say anyone starting out, even if you just like practice your steps before,
right?
If you don't get a show that has multiple rehearsals, working on it so you feel confident before you even go on the runway would be like a stellar first step. I remember I was thinking I wasn't going to be in Slay because I didn't know what a T-step was.
Yeah.
And I thought I didn't know that was only for like ladies.
Yeah.
And
only
so
the ladies do that.
I had a model friend. She had done runway before, and so she showed me how to walk. She showed me some good poses I could do for my body. And then I come up there, and I was like, okay, like I got all this down. They're like, don't do this, don't do that. It's like, that's all I've practiced.
Yeah, because she taught you the female way. So yeah.
Well, she taught me the poses for me, so I knew 3 poses that would look good with me.
Oh, okay.
But then when I got there, the first thing they said was, if you don't know how to T-step, you're out.
Yeah,
And
but it didn't apply
it didn't
to
apply to me, but
yeah.
she didn't say that. So all I saw was like 15 chicks around me who knew exactly what they were
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
And I did my pose like, oh yeah, I got this. I turn around and I see the T-step. I was like, what the hell is that?
yeah. And it's crazy because before that show, I didn't use the T stands. I did
Hmm.
not use that because for one, you do everything with your left, 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 and I do everything with my right, right, right. So I had to get used to that.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, it worked out. But any other show, I don't do
So does it matter for other shows then if you do right first, or
that.
since you said you usually do right?
Most shows that you do, okay, so with Slay, there wasn't really a stage; it was floor.
Hmm.
So with most shows, you can't really start in a T stand because you're walking up steps to get onto a runway anyway.
Oh
So
yeah.
you
Hmm.
already in motion, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that was new for me, but I got it together.
I kind of like that the floor pan with like the instead of a stage for a
Yeah.
first one because I remember with Lotus I was walking up there and I was like I'm cutting it close to falling off this
I
thing because I
know.
couldn't see with the lights.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I like stage better because it's like everybody looking up to you.
Hmm. I think
Yeah.
well Emerge was at Vivo, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be there again.
Yeah, yeah. See
Mhm.
that's a different type of stage. That looks sick. Like
Mhm. Then they had like the women hanging from the ceiling and all
mm,
of that. Yeah, it's an experience for real.
at least I'm gonna go to this one since
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be in. I'll check it out and actually be there.
I actually got casted for Slay and Emerge, but I had to pick because they're both on the 12th.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
For fashion shows, what's something you enjoy like the most about them, and what's the thing you're like, okay, this is for a normal one?
I enjoy wearing something that somebody put their hard work and dedication into, and then them looking at me saying, "Okay, yeah, that's it right there."
Hmm.
Like making somebody else's clothes look good. That does something for me. I like
And what's something you don't like about it?
that. How time consuming it can be. Like on show day, you got to be there from morning until the show ends. I like to eat. I be hungry. My
Hmm.
feet be tired from walking in heels all day because I have to. It's like a ritual for me to walk around in my heels before I put them on the runway because heels are complicated and you just don't want to be putting your heels on for the first time and going straight out to be in somebody's face because your feet got to warm up. So I don't like being in heels all day, and I don't like being somewhere from morning to night.
And y'all got it rough as you're setting up your makeup, hair. For
Mhm.
me, my biggest problem is being bored
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't have anything to do that day
Mhm.
until like once we actually start going.
Right. And
Since
I
I don't
like to
have
do
any of
my
the
own
beginning.
makeup. So
Mm.
I be coming with my makeup done already. So yeah, I'd be bored for
So
sure.
even with like a merge, they let you do your own before.
You can, but they have to approve it first.
So I have to see it or like a
Mhm.
picture of it or
Uh,
both.
Either one. They just
Hmm.
gotta know that you not finna mess your face up before
Yeah,
you get on this runway.
yeah. So you're not
Yeah.
coming up here looking goofy.
Sometimes I let the makeup artist do my makeup just so I can like set my phone up and get some behind the scenes footage.
Hmm.
Cause I like to record every show that I'm in for like reels and TikToks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been
So
using that stuff for behind the scenes too.
so if I ever let somebody do my makeup, it's just cause I need content.
Got you.
Yeah.
For me, I think the thing I dislike the most is that like that lag time when it's like I'm first starting out, so there's nothing I'm doing since I'm a guy. So
Mhm.
I'm watching y'all get your makeup and hair done. I came
Mhm.
here and they told me to come at a certain time. So I got there.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, could have came here like an hour or two before this, or an hour
Yeah.
or two after.
Certain shows will do different call times for females and males. They'll say like females, you got to be here at 10.
Hmm.
Males, you got to be here by 2. I've been in shows where everybody don't got to be there at the same time.
Hmm.
Or even like Lotus, if you had your hair and makeup done already, we didn't have to come early. We could have came a little later.
Hmm.
So some shows, I don't know. I guess it just depends on
Yeah, with
production.
Lotus, it was still later, but
Mhm.
it was like to look at our outfits. But
Yeah.
with that one, I mean, I was just wearing like boots and jeans, so it's like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna mess this up for you guys. It's pretty easy. I don't
Mhm.
know how I would unless it's just like cut holes all the way down
Yeah.
or some shit.
Yeah.
And the thing I like the most is like you said with the designers. I like rocking their stuff,
Mhm.
especially like when I love it. Like there was one
Yes.
I did in Slay with the Guilty Genius.
Mhm.
I liked the baseball one. I was feeling that.
Yeah.
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 I was like, this orange and white looks clean. Like I want to buy this for myself,
Mhm.
even if it's just the jersey itself.
Yep. That's how I was for it actually was a African show that I was in a few weeks ago. A Freema. There were some amazing designers. I'm talking about only fancy, like it was just fancy. Looked
Hmm.
like you was going to like a ball or something, like an African ball. And I wore two pieces. I wanted both of them. Could I had afford it? No,
No.
but I wanted them. I did not want to take those dresses off. They were beautiful.
That's how I felt with the bag. I was looking at the Guilty Genius bag or the designer Taff. I was looking at that bag. I was like,
Ah,
ooh, I want that.
yeah,
I
yep,
looked it up.
that
Was
leather.
like I got them. This a little cheaper than that for now. I'll come back and
Mhm.
get this. I'll put it
Right,
on my wish list.
right. Let me get some paid shows first, and
Hmm.
then I come visit you.
What fashion designers or like stylists? You're like, okay, these are the ones. These are the ones I've enjoyed working with the most.
Um, I'll say Slayla for sure.
Hmm.
I love her pieces. Her pieces always give me like brunch vibes, like meeting up with the girls, going to have some mimosas and stuff. And I actually like her what's the word that I'm thinking of? The meaning behind her brand. It's dedicated to her daughter that passed away. Her name was Layla.
Mm.
So she incorporated all of that. Just her whole little ritual before she put you in her clothes. You feel it once you put her clothes in. Like she'll tell you every show she's in, she'll tell you like this is what this is about. This is what my daughter was, and then you put her clothes on, and it's
Oh, that's really
like
cool. So she tells you like the whole meaning behind not only
before
her.
every show.
Mm.
Yep, yep. So I love her line, and I love working with her. Um, let's see. Uh, I don't know. I feel like she may be my number one. I got to give you more than one.
No, that's cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
cause yeah, I think she's my number one, and she's a sweetheart too.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think I want to link up with more stylists this year because
Mhm.
I'm trying to see how they do that. So I was talking to one last year about how she like does styles for photo shoots, and
Mhm.
I wanted to get into that a little bit
Yeah.
and style for guys and girls and see how that works out.
Yeah. I would want to be styled for a photo shoot. I haven't been before. I always style myself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've only been styled twice for a photo shoot. Other than that, it's usually like me bringing my own thing and us working together as like a collab.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, what photographers, when you see them, you're like, okay, this is something I want to try? Because I noticed, for me, there's this one guy I interviewed him last week,
Mhm.
and he does like this cool aesthetic where it's like everything's so bright and vivid.
Mhm.
It looks almost like a like city lights, like the neon.
Mhm.
It's that with everything. So even like a church is popping like that.
Wow.
So it looks similar to like his arcade shoots. It's like nighttime, then you see the arcade stuff in the back popping.
Mhm.
But stuff like that, I'm wondering how you can incorporate it into as a model.
Right. I think I would want to work with. Okay, I'm not sure his Instagram name, but his name is Carl.
Hmm.
I don't know if you follow him. It's like Carl the something. He actually had a casting call Friday. I was at work. It was over at 5. I couldn't
Oh
go.
dang.
Yeah, but he does a lot of black and white and in natural tones and stuff like that. Like it looks like hella clear, but it doesn't look like you're looking at a picture. Like it looks like you're looking at someone in
Oh, so
person.
it's like it feels 3D. It's almost
Yeah.
like they're right in front of you.
Mhm.
How good it looks.
Yeah, like his work is really good. I'm gonna have to figure out his Instagram name, but I just know his name is Carl.
Hmm.
His profile picture's like black and white, and he has glasses on. I don't know if you follow him or
I
not.
might be, but
I'll
I'll
send
check
it
them
to
out.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, his work is nice.
This who is it? I believe his name is Juan. His stuff it looks like a painting the way he does it.
Oh.
'Cause I'll see no matter who it is, you can tell he took a lot of time into editing it because it looks
Mhm.
like legitimately like a work of art. You'll
Yeah.
see each one like how like who are you? This must have taken forever.
I would like to see
Yeah.
that.
Some of them it'll feel like something in the Renaissance. There was one with one of my friends. He did where it looks like a graphic like Spartan, where you can see every muscle. You can see like the spear is just shimmering. And
Mhm.
like, how did you do this?
Right. I have to check him out. You have to send me his information. It's so many photographers
Mm-hmm.
just in the DFW alone. It's a lot of photographers in Dallas alone. That's it's kind of hard to just pick one, cuz and then especially with my page, cuz I just follow so many.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot. So many that I can't even think to just like pick out one or two.
Yeah, I think my page basically everyone I'm following is models, photographers, and then like fitness
Yep.
people I've networked with. So
Yep, same. And I network everywhere I go. I'm always pulling out my phone. That's one thing I liked about Lotus, because
mm-hmm.
he made me a floor model. So I had to like go around and just ask everybody like, you happy to be here? You excited for the show? And at the end of the day, I'm like, here, what's your Instagram? Just networking. Put it in my
Smart,
phone.
smart.
Mhm.
So is a floor model basically like she's showing one of the looks for one of the designers and she's greeting people, or how is it?
Yeah, both. I would go backstage and change like in between designers, stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
while somebody's on stage, I'll go to the back, put something else on, come to the floor, chit chat, network. Hey, I'm actually wearing so and so by so and so, like that.
Okay, so it's like meet and greet promo all packaged into one.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
For someone who's starting out, how would you recommend them getting with an agency or choosing the
Um,
right agency too? Both of those.
just my experience with an agency,
Mm-hmm.
I would say don't.
Don't.
Yeah. If you can do now, some people can't go without having an agency, and that it's a lot of factors why, like their personality. Like I feel like if you're gonna be independent, you can't be scared to talk, network, go places, go to shows by yourself, go to casting calls by yourself. It's so many models anyway. Even if you decide like I'm gonna go to this casting call by myself, you're gonna see somebody that you know or somebody you worked with before. Um, so yeah, I say go independent if you got the personality for that and you're not scared.
Mm-hmm.
But those who are more to themselves and shelled in a little bit, I would say you might need a agency. I just don't. I don't recommend it. I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Because I'm not one. I'm not with one now, but there was two that were interested in me, and I'd heard from other models within there. And they're like, no. Or
Yeah.
like I looked and I was seeing that it's basically you're a what do you call it? You're like a advertisement for them. They're not advertising for you. That's what it felt
Right.
like. So I was like, well, I'm good then. If but I am. I'm the second type you're talking about. Like I usually keep to myself. It's
Mhm.
all mood based. Say I know a few models. I'm talking like at the beginning of the show or at
Mhm.
the beginning of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Then I feel like loosened up. But if I'm just getting there and I'm tired, I'm gonna sit right there.
Right.
If I'm already crashing, then
Yeah. I say yeah. If you can do it by yourself, do it by yourself. Cause yeah, yeah. That's all. I'm trying to say a lot without saying a
yeah.
lot. Like just do it by yourself. It's definitely possible. Even if you don't get an agent, just find you one model friend. Cause I do this a lot for so many models. When I find out a casting, I automatically send that casting to so many other models who
Hmm.
I've worked with. And I'm like, hey girl, it's a casting next week. You better get out there. Hey girl, this person need models. Da da da. Like you can get help from other people in the industry. You don't have to be
Hey, send them
signed.
my way too.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, I've had a few people sitting them to me, but
Mhm.
it was schedule based, and now it's like mood based. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, the rest of the year I'll start looking in January.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's one I'm gonna cut a little bit for the rest, like get ready for next summer,
Mhm.
and then also for these gigs too.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? I don't know if you can answer this. If you can or if you don't want to, just let me know.
Okay.
But it's going back to the agency thing. What are like signs where you're like, okay, no, you wouldn't want to be in this agency, or you wouldn't
Okay.
want to sign with them?
If you have to pay,
Hmm.
I say no. There are agencies out here who make you money. But if you have to spend money for somebody to do something for you, especially for something that you can do yourself, don't do it.
Are there any where if you're paying them, you can tell that they're actually making people money, like hearsay, or are none of the ones where you pay?
There are some agencies that get you paid gigs, or like they'll charge you like a fee to sign, but
Mm-hmm.
then while you're signed with them, if they get you paid gigs, you get to keep everything that you make. There, I've heard of some like that,
Wait, so it's a one-time fee, or is it like a
like a one-time fee to get
one-time
in.
fee, and then after that?
You get to keep what you make.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But then again, there's some who you'll pay to be a part of it, and then when they get you a paid gig, you got to give them a little
Give them their
portion
cut.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you just do your research, but for sure, if you have to pay money to be a part of it, I say don't. I've done paid gigs myself, and I'm not signed, so that money go right in my bank account. So I feel like you could do it yourself.
Yeah,
You
that's the
don't
way
really
to go.
need, yeah.
'Cause I was working with she's a photographer, and she takes photos for the Cowboys, and
Mhm.
on the side she like has models under her that she
Mhm.
does like stuff for,
Yeah.
and so she got me a few agencies. Her goal was to get me assigned to them by the end of our term,
Mhm.
but everyone that was interested in me, I was looking like, nah, like this isn't. I was
Yeah.
seeing those warning signs you're talking about,
Mhm.
where you just know that it's probably not. It sounds too good to be true.
Mhm. Yeah.
That first one, I got excited. I was like, okay, yeah, yeah. Like I got an agency, and I'm looking like,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure, if you got to be coming out of pocket. Come out of pocket by yourself, not for somebody else.
mm-hmm.
Um. If you got to pay somebody to get you a photo shoot, you could just pay the photographer yourself. Like it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, that's a better
Um.
way of going about it.
Yeah.
And luckily for us, it was a win-win because not only is she, I need to mention her more because not only was she a photographer, so like she get photos for me, so it'd be each month I get a different style. That way, there's different things inside like my repertoire. So like when people look at my folder, they're like, okay, he can do this, he can do that.
Mhm.
So each month will be a different style. That way, not only is she getting me agencies, but she's getting me like photos too.
Mhm.
So it felt like even when I felt like, oh dang, no one's like hitting me up, she'd
Yeah.
still send me fashion shows. I'd still get the photos. So
Mhm.
that's
Yep.
instead of the I'm hoping I'm paying to get a gig and then no
Mhm.
gig coming.
Right. Yep. So money for sure is a
Hmm.
red flag. I'll say like if you're advertising yourself as a signed model, but you're finding your own gigs, get out of it. If they're
Mm.
not working for you to to allow you to be active, to keep you active, if your agent isn't coming to you, okay, so I need you here on this weekend. You're gonna do a photo shoot with this person. You're gonna do a show here on this weekend next month. Blah blah blah. If it ain't like that, and you gotta look for your own work, why are you signed?
Yeah, that was the biggest warning sign for the one I was the most excited about.
Mhm.
There's three offered, but the one that looked the nicest, it was It was a one-time fee, I believe. But then
Mhm.
after that, I'd heard models who were within that agency being like, "Oh yeah, we still find our gigs ourselves, basically."
Yeah.
So I was
A
like, "Oh,
lot
so
of
I'm
people
just a
do.
I'm just a poster child then. Like
Mhm.
I'm here in namesake only."
Yeah. One thing I can say, somebody I'm interested in, and I'm waiting for a post that says they are casting. Is I don't know. Have you heard of J3?
It sounds familiar, but I'll have to
J3
look.
Productions. I
Mhm.
see they models everywhere.
Mhm. Like at
I
all the
want
gigs
in
or online and gigs.
both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want in. So J3, if you see this Taylor Marquis over here, that's my little shout out. But yeah, I see them everywhere. Yeah. So if I have to sign and it got to be locally, I feel like it'll be them.
Okay. So
Mhm.
J3 is the one. Uh,
Mhm.
if you're going the other route, other than networking, what else do you think you need to do as a like beginner to intermediate model to find your own work or find your own stuff that's worth it?
Believe in yourself.
Mm.
Yeah. I feel like you should believe in yourself. I feel like if you don't have faith in what you're trying to do when you go out there and try to get gigs,
It'll show.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
gonna show, and the turnout ain't gonna be good. When I first started off, I was doubting myself a little bit, but I started finding myself, knowing myself. I started small, uh, real small, like just dressing up and going out to eat, trying to get used to myself looking good in public and stuff like that. Um, and then I was like, okay, so I'm gonna try this photo shoot. I'm gonna go to this photo shoot by myself. I'm used to dressing up, doing my makeup, getting out the house. So let me try this photo shoot now. Did that. Um, I was nervous. Oh, I was so nervous. Yeah. But once I got a little feedback off of that and then my faith in myself just started getting stronger, I was just like, okay, yeah, I can get out there and I can do this. Like I'm comfortable with doing this. I also feel like starting off, if you decide that this is something you're gonna do, you gotta get used to hearing no.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna get the answer that you want every time. Um, that's more than that's not even just with the modeling industry. That's gonna be with jobs. That's gonna be with music. If you're trying to do music, acting, whatever, you gotta tell yourself no in the mirror sometimes if that's what it takes to get you used to it.
Comfortable with hearing it, yeah.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get accepted everywhere.
Yeah, that can't stop you.
And I feel like in this industry that messes up a lot of girls because girls do get big headed. They get out here and start modeling a lot, and you in a lot of shows. And when somebody tell them no, it's like, what, me? You know, I've been in this show before. I've been in this fashion. Da da da. Da. Yeah, no.
It's like, well, it's a new show. Get
Yeah.
used to it.
So yeah, starting off, get used to hearing no and have faith in yourself.
For me, I'd say, other than that, it'd be working on those fundamentals, like working on how to pose, working on that walk,
Yeah.
having all those things. That way, if you get comfortable with no, all you have to do is go back to the drawing board and practice more, work on some more poses. Obviously within reason, like if you're meant for this.
Right.
So if you see, even getting someone for like a one-time fee for like a coach, like if you don't feel confident in your step and you keep on in your walk and keep on hearing people say no, then maybe see if your walk isn't right. Get someone to critique it. Even maybe like link up with the model that you network with and say, hey, like, do you think does this look good? Am I doing this right? That way you can fix it for the next show,
Right.
or the next audition.
Yeah. Another thing is don't, because I know you say like, you know, get somebody to critique it or you need a coach and things like that, but also do those things and keep in mind that your walk not gonna be like everybody else's, or your poses won't be like everybody else's. I've seen, like, when I used to start off, I'll see people who have a straight up walk and they kind of can do like a lean back. You ever seen those models who walk slanted, like they kind of let their body hang and it's like
It looks like it's like confident lazy.
Yeah,
or confident
like that.
relaxed.
Yeah. So I used to, for example, I used to want to walk like that. So I used to try to train myself or get somebody, hey, can you show me how to walk like that? Da da da. But it's just not for me. So when you jump out into this industry for the first time, just keep in mind that what you see other models do may not be what you need to do, or somebody can't. Some people can learn how to walk like unnaturally. When I say unnaturally, like my walk is natural. There's just a walk that I jump into when I get on the runway. But sometimes you can't be taught how to walk, and don't let that frustrate you. Or sometimes you may see somebody pose crazy, out of this world, but that pose might look uncomfortable for you. So just go into it with a steady mind. You ain't gonna know what to expect. And yeah.
Honestly, I really like the uncomfortable poses, but I don't feel like I'm bold enough in Runway to do them. I like doing those in like photo shoots. Like there's one that I saw, like a few models do, a few ladies and a few guys do, where you're basically, your back's all the way and you're like facing it, so your back is like almost horizontal completely. And I
Yeah,
just
I've seen
like
somebody
I
do
like
that
the
though.
feeling of that. I don't know why, but it just things like that where it's almost it's like that's uncomfortable, but they look like it's relaxed.
Yeah,
You see them like, okay, like
it's natural for some. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to pose on runway compared to in a camera. In a camera, your walk doesn't matter. Like when you're doing
Mhm.
photography. But when you're on a runway, you can't do a crazy pose like that and then look good jumping back into your walk.
Yep.
You're gonna stumble and be like, okay, let me get my feet together. Like, yeah, so posing behind the camera and still photos and stuff like that, that's nothing. But when you get on that runway, you're gonna have to, especially in heels, you can't be doing
Oh,
all
I
that.
can't even
You're
imagine.
gonna hit the flow.
But yeah, I definitely had to learn how to change my walk because I feel like my walk was more relaxed. It
Mhm.
almost be like I'm not in a rush to get somewhere.
Yeah.
And then
But I like your walk though.
I switched it because yeah,
What?
yeah, it's different.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
have to pay attention.
'Cause it used to be more,
It was cool.
yeah, yeah, it was more
Yeah.
calm, slow pace.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how to describe my walk. My walk is thick. That's what I say.
What do you mean?
I be told like I walk like a thick girl, and I'm not
Okay.
thick. Like I put hips into my walk, but it's natural for me. I'm not trying to. It's just
It's just what happened,
yeah, it
and you're
just
like,
happened.
I'm rocking it this way.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Long as I ain't falling.
I think I'm gonna close it out with this. For
Mhm.
you, funniest or most enjoyable experience you've had for a runway and a photo shoot, and then the craziest or the weirdest thing that's happened for either one. What do either one for both? Like most positive and the craziest or wildest.
Okay, so funniest I would say would be my first time doing Emerge. The first time, because I said I wasn't supposed to. So I didn't have no time to prepare, no time to practice. And when you get to the end of that runway, it's cameras flashing everywhere. So when she told me that I had to jump out there, I'm like, oh my God, okay, give me the dress. Let me put the dress on. Nervous as hell. So when I walk out there, I didn't even practice on this runway. I walked out there, and that first step, my entire body was shaking. I shook all the way down to the end of that runway, all the way back. And I even started sweating a little bit. So all my photos from Emerge are glossy as hell because I was literally sweating. So that is the craziest or like wildest experience
Hmm.
walking for me because I wasn't prepared and it showed. So,
But you said
um,
that's pretty normal too, though. So, or do you mean like you didn't prepare yourself before?
oh yeah, like I wasn't prepared at all because I didn't have in my head like I'm coming here to walk.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
was just a helper.
yeah. So
So I
you
was
weren't in that
thrown up there.
mindset.
Yeah. And when they did the call time at 3 to do the walk, I wasn't supposed to walk, so I didn't get to feel the runway at all.
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
know the
yeah.
highs and lows of the runway or nothing. So I literally was like thrown up there, and you could tell in my pictures because I was sweating. Like it was a glossy mess. Um, yeah, so that was the wildest experience. My best experience I would say was a Frema. Just the love in there was crazy. Again, like I said, it was an African show, so it was just people from so many parts just coming down here just to see these. Some of them were African designers, just to see their work up there. And then they did like little interviews behind stage, and they were asking like, "Where are you from?" And like, "We are the reason why we're here tonight." Like you could just feel the purpose.
Yeah, that one looked clean.
Yeah.
Like it looked.
Mhm.
I could
Yeah.
tell everyone was on the. It's the same thing when you're working on a project or anything like that. If you see the same vision, then
Mhm.
things just start clicking because everyone's
Yep.
working towards the same thing.
Yeah, that was a beautiful show for sure.
For me, it was I'll do a quick one and like a little longer one. The first one was Lotus.
Mhm.
I forgot her name, but the lady who was like telling us to go on the stage to walk,
Mhm.
like when she tells our timing,
Mhm.
I was going through and she told me it's time for me to go. She's like, go, go. And then I couldn't get through because I got broad ass shoulders and she was in the entranceway. So
Uh-huh.
I basically shoulder checked the pole. So I'm about to walk on and and I just feel like a ring and I'm bouncing. I was like, okay,
Oh my god.
just start walking, just start walking.
Just get out there.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely felt rattled after that.
Oh my
So, and
gosh.
then I got to walk up those steps and act like nothing happened. I didn't just shoulder check a pole. No, I'm good. And the other one was I had a really fun experience recently with the photographer. I've worked with her before. I worked with her last year around November. We did she brought a sword. I had a cardigan kimono. So
Mhm.
like I had that in her Japanese sword. And I'm in these
Wow.
daisies
That
in the
sounds fun.
field. Yeah, and it looks sweet. But this one, I like when like photographers are playing, like they have a vision and they're just playing with it. I'm like, do
Mhm.
your thing, I'll trust it.
Yep.
Because my last like 9 photos are from the same studio shoot that was like an hour long. She was
Wow.
just playing with lights, but it's called Nova Photography Studio.
Mhm.
And I went there. Her name is Brooke. I worked with her. The first room we did, it's like this weird, like cyberpunk room. Just a bunch of TVs,
Wow.
like broken TVs, cassettes everywhere.
That's
And she just
crazy.
started setting up. It's like a tech room. So it'd be good for Halloween too. You could do something like the Poltergeist, something like
Mhm.
that.
You're gonna have to send that to me.
Yeah, but mine was just like a cyberpunk outfit, and then I just changed the next room, and she's like playing with like lights in my eyes, doing a fog machine with blue light on me,
Mhm.
and all this. And I only had 3 outfits, but it looks so different each time because of the lighting, what she's doing on me,
Yeah.
everything she was playing with. So I like when photographers are just playing around.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, that's it for today. Tag your stuff.
Okay. So you can
Shout your
find
stuff.
me on. That's what I was like. Okay. You can find me on Instagram at Taylor_Marquis. And that's really all I use. I use TikTok, but I don't want y'all to see that part of me yet. Okay, but I'll give it. It's unbalanced Libra scales. You can go to that for like more into my personality.
Okay, yeah, and there's definitely personality there. Go check it out. For me, of course, Instagram, Desmond Broadway, and check out my next video. It's coming out Wednesday. It'll be like a street interview. Went to SMU, asked different people what fashion nicks they have, fashion likes, and of course, Friday you'll see another fashion tip video. All right, take care.
Peace. Hey, that was fun.